Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Travels with John. And we are here in Hvar, Croatia. Hvar is the name of the island we're on, and also the name of the town we're in, the island of Hvar. And what we're looking at right now is a fort that was built by the Spanish in the 1500s. It took quite a long time, several different construction periods, starting in the early 1500s and ending up in the late 1500s when I guess it was finally and completely completed. And it's remarkably intact. There's sort of a whole inner fort courtyard, so to speak. You can see the walls on the left there leading down the hill from the fort, and there's a similar wall over here on the right, and we're going to be hiking up to that fort. That's sort of the really prominent feature of the skyline, and it's there's lights on it all night as well, and you can go up there at nighttime, so it's really beautiful in the evening. But a couple things I wanted to point out. This little place we're staying, and you'll see stuff like this quite a bit when you're here. It's actually an olive tree, sort of in the back of the little room area that we're renting for a few days. And there's actually olives right on the tree. You can see quite a number of them right up there, and I've never seen an olive tree live before. I love olives. I eat a lot of olives. Big fan of black olives, probably my favorite, and but green olives are definitely a close second. Eat them every time they're around and available. And quite a number had fallen off, so I guess that's sort of, just natural process. And I just went and picked some of the ones that fell off and put them in this bowl here, washed them off. And I've just been doing a little research, like, well, how do you know when they're ripe enough? I mean, I guess some of it's intuitive, but just like most, a lot of produce, once they're a little softer, they're sort of available to, they're riper and are going to taste better when you eat them. So I found the softest one of the bunch here, and it was very bitter. So these are not candidates for eating. They might be at some point. But in light of our recent trip to Tesla's birthplace, this was a very interesting find. You say, well, this is just, a little hot plate. What's so special about this? Well, I come to find out that this is called an induction stove, and it works completely. Never seen one of these ever. It's fascinating. So this is an induction stove, and it works by, let's just go ahead and turn it on, and while it's heating up this water, we'll explain. Okay, so it's on, and basically an electromagnetic field is being generated by a copper wire sort of under the pot there. And you'll notice the buzzing sound, you only hear it when this pot is directly on this surface. So the coils underneath here, it's generating a field. That field is effectively transferred, or an electromagnetic field is also then generated in this pot. So there's a field generated by hot plate itself and a corresponding field generated in this pot, and then because of the resistance in the stainless steel, heat is generated. So a couple interesting effects of this is that, like, this is not hot at all. In fact, that's one of the reasons why when I first was looking at this thing, I didn't know how to turn it on, and I was messing around with these buttons, and I was, I thought I was making progress, but I kept looking for this pot, this surface to get red right here, and it never did, right? So I just thought, well, so finally I found this model on the internet and directions for how to turn it on, and they talked about it being an induction stove, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's a little different. So, but you can see how fast it worked as well. So number one, it just turned on. There's no heating involved. The second this thing is on, the electromagnetic waves are working, and this thing isn't hot out. Now this surface is going to be hot. This stainless steel. You don't want to touch that, but you can touch what I thought was the heating surface all day long. But this is just the surface generating the electromagnetic waves. So it's just fascinating. And we've been drinking a lot of tea over here. It's just a lot more convenient in the room than coffee. I've been really enjoying our espressos and Americanos and cappuccinos when we go out, but just for in the room, it's just sort of easiest to have tea. So I've been heating up a lot of water for tea and discovered that Induction hot plate, and it's just been fascinating. It's like a whole new magical technology. I know it's pretty simple, and a lot of you already have seen this thing before, but for me it was new and very interesting. So anyways, Hvar, the Spanish fort, and we'll be hiking up there soon. Take care.